guys. So I just wanted to kind of record some of the process to show y'all. Try to show you guys what I do from start to finish. So this is where I keep my mango butter, so that way I can easily seal it back up. So I pull this up and, like, you know, kind of fold it over to store it. Make sure that it is in safekeeping. But this is what the block looks like before it is actually cut. Okay, so this is one of the blocks of the mango butter. I have it on some craft paper right now to kind of keep the area clean, kind of, you know, keep it from touching contaminated surfaces, and also it helps absorb the oil that it leaves off. So it makes it a lot easier. I used to use like a really big decorative plate, but it's, you know, trying to clean it and then trying to make sure that it's not taking anything, you know, back and forth each time that I use it. It's just, I just didn't feel like it was the most sanitary. But I'm going to be using this plastic bowl to kind of measure out one order at a time and customize each order according to what each of them wanted. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to have to put this back down so I can cut some more. So we'll be back. Stay tuned. And so this is our mango butter, showing at 1 pound, which is exactly what we need. This one's a custom order. They wanted the mango scent added in, so I'll go ahead and do all of that, and once I'm done, I'll show you guys the finished product. Alright guys, so I figured I could actually try to record it for you guys. This is how I cut it, and I'm sure there's probably like an easier way to go about this, but I haven't figured it out just yet. So if you know of any easier ways, please let me know. And for those of you guys that may not know, the wire is really sharp, so you can hurt yourself if you're not careful. So if you don't have somebody to help you and you're trying to cut the butter yourself, jeez, some just fell. And you're trying to cut the butter yourself, you might want to be very careful. Look how it just slides out, y'all. Isn't that beautiful? Ooh. Mango butter makes me excited. So alright y'all, back to what I was saying. If you are trying to cut it yourself, like if you don't have any help, be very careful with the wire, because the wire definitely can cut through your finger. I don't know how bad, but we're not trying to figure out how dangerous it is. I just know that I've seen a lot of people warn about it. I figured I'd pass on the message. Alright you guys, let's get back to this.
You got the heat on?
No, that's the stove. Alright guys, so it's gonna go from this to this. Alright, now y'all, it's getting really hot in here because we do have the stove going. So we're gonna have to try to speed this up before all the butter melts and we have no left. And a pound, y'all, look how beautiful that butter is, those slices. It's like you could really just pick that up and rub it all over your skin just how it is. It isn't pleasing to a lot of people because it's getting really messy, and I'm sorry, but this stuff is messy. So it goes from, it was really bigger than this, but it goes from this big block to this to these. And over here to our scale. Oh, our scale cut off. Excuse the mess. All of that mess that you're seeing around here is, it's our last chunk of mango butter being cut. All the mess you see around here is just the oil coming off of the butter. And look how clean it is. Look how beautiful that butter is, y'all. We're just trying to break it down into smaller chunks so that way we can measure it out better and get it shipped out to those that ordered. Alright, you guys, so this is all of the mango butter packaged up. Well, most of it. Some of it I had orders for, so it's off to the side being processed and prepped for shipping. This is what they're gonna look like once I fold them all up and tape them. I haven't quite decided what I'm gonna do for packaging in the future, because I really don't like these big bags. I'd prefer to do something that's cuter, but that will be, you know, to be determined, I guess. This is 1 pound. So right here in front of us, we have a total of 8 pounds, if I counted correctly earlier. 3, 7, 8, yeah. So a total of 8 pounds right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to package these, put them away to store them. And depending on how somebody wants them, some people like to receive them in the blocks. Some people prefer that they're already whipped and ready to use. So I'm going to just keep them inside these packages, and as the orders come in, this is how I will just, you know, we'll move forward with the order, since they're all already measured out to 1 pound. Mango butter does need to be stored in a cool environment, especially when it's broken down like this. Mango butter, because of its natural state, it does tend to sweat with the slightest temperature change in the home, so it needs to remain in a cool environment. Same thing goes for any other butter that you use, as well as essential oils. So I'm going to be putting them in here. So we're going to be storing these in here, just because it's a tinted container. So kind of, from what I understand, it being a tinted container kind of helps prevent, you know, some of the light from coming in and impacting it. And then I'm going to store these in the coolest part of our house. And I mean, you can store it in a closet, or honestly, a closet would probably be better, because it doesn't receive any light at all. This one needs some of the air removed. It doesn't receive any light at all, so it'll help keep the environment cool and preserve it better. But, you know, I understand that a lot of people use their closet space, so it's not always an option. So just put it in like a dark part of your home, and it should be good. Now, once it's processed, I usually don't really see any issues with the mango butter sweating, but if you tend to have like a really warm house, then you might have issues with that. So once again, you know how your house feels. So if you feel like your house is typically warm, try to put it in the coolest part of your house as possible, just to prevent your mango butter from melting down if it's in this raw state. Now I gotta get the air out of this one, so hold on. Alright, this one. Now this is 8 pounds of mango butter. I will be adding more, but I gotta get over to the cocoa butter because I do have orders for that one, so we'll get back to these at a later time. Hey guys, now we're going to be working on our cocoa butter. Now this is one of the smaller blocks that I have, but this bag is how we keep it stored and cool to prevent it from melting and sweating. But as I record this process and I show you guys how I cut it and break it down and put it into smaller bags in preparation for shipping, you'll notice that the block will start to sweat, and then this brown craft paper will be filled with oils. Now, if you haven't seen my last video, I do use the brown craft paper to keep the environment clean as possible, and it helps soak up the oils. But without further ado, let's get into it, y'all. Here's the final unveiling of the cocoa butter. As you can tell, this one looks a lot different than the mango butter. The cocoa butter is a lot thicker and a lot harder. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it kind of looks like glass when it breaks off. As much as I love cocoa butter, I personally prefer the mango butter over it, just because the mango butter is much lighter. And for me personally, I mean, they both work, but I don't know, the mango butter is so much lighter. But the cocoa butter does make me feel, I guess, more, it gives me more of like a lotion texture in a sense, like kind of like a thicker lotion. And the mango butter is like a thinner lotion, if I could compare the two. But without further ado, guys, we gotta get through this. I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting it. For the cocoa butter, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I wanted to kind of demonstrate for y'all that the cake cutter does not work as well for the cocoa butter. It is a much slower process because of how thick the butter is. Okay guys, so this is what the cocoa butter looks like once it's cut down. It is much harder to cut through, so for that reason I will not be selling the unrefined cocoa butter. What I'm gonna do is just stick to my original plan to just do the scented cocoa butter, and I'll show you guys that once I'm finished. So this is how the cocoa butter looks once it's like been chopped up and divided. Once again, I'm going to use these baggies to make scented cocoa butter. This label is, it keeps curling up because of the way it's positioned. This one is scented and this one is not. This one is mango scented. And while making it, I did decide to go ahead and add a scent, strawberry mango. So I'm going to have to make some of those and then add it to the site. That are coming in for the butters, but they just want the unrefined butter, so they don't want it manipulated at all. This right here is cocoa butter. It doesn't look as nice before it's actually broken down and made. And here's more cocoa butter on top, and then I have my mango butter down here at the bottom. So I'm going to have to put these back up until I can get them labeled and packaged, because it looks like the mango butter is starting to sweat, which we don't want. But yeah, you guys, that's everything. And then over here we have more orders that are going out, but those are for Her Beautiful brand. All these are for Her Beautiful Essentials. And then there's more, but as you can tell, I'm running out of room on the table. And yeah, look how cute. Alright, you guys, pack and ship time. And my amazing partner over there doing the labels. I'm so excited. Can't wait till you guys receive these. You guys do not understand how satisfying this feeling is once everything's packaged up and ready to go. Thank you.